Hey, good morning, Aces. DP here for Displaced Ace. Just coming at you with another vlog this week. Trying to vary up the format a little bit between videos and written articles. May throw in an audio clip in the future too. If you have a preferred format, let me know in the comments below and look forward to your feedback on that. This week we were talking about over-the-counter medications and their effects, physiological effects on pilots. What you may not know is that UAS operators are restricted pretty much in the same manner as manned aircraft operators as far as what medications they can fly and what substances they can be under the influence of when operating an aircraft. So I think the over-the-counter medications that pose the most significant risk to U.S. operations are cold and allergy medications as well as sleep aids, and that's mainly because of their availability and their use without much second thought in the public sector. So it's very common for people to pop some sort of cold medication or allergy medication and then drive to work or continue about with their normal daily activities. I can see that also happening with especially unmanned aircraft operations where I'm just, got a runny nose or whatever. I'm just take this real quick and then I'll feel better and go about my operations with my unmanned aircraft. There is a list on the FAA website of what's approved and not approved as far as a go or no-go list, and you can see what's available there. But for example, even medications that are approved, for example, like a cold medication, Mucinex is one that's on the go list for the FAA, but it's classified as an expectorant, which means it basically is for when you're feeling congested, whether it's in your chest or maybe your nose or whatever, and it basically expels mucus from your body. So whether that's into a Kleenex from your nose or you're coughing up stuff, although that's an approved medication for flight operations, you may not feel 100% as a pilot yourself, and you may need to look at your risk mitigation personally of how that medication may affect you and how you're feeling personally before you operate the aircraft, because you may not be at 100% to effectively carry out your duties at that point. The sleep aids, obviously there's acute effects where you're under the influence of it. It can have that sort of hangover effect if you wake up too early from it. Additionally, long-term, I've seen operators have effects from sleep aids where they develop a dependency on that and they're not really getting a good quality sleep at that point because they rely on the sleep aid to help them fall asleep, and that's just not a good state to get your body in. It's not natural, and something to be aware of if you're going to be doing some sort of 24/7 operations or night shifts where you are prescribed a sleep aid. Just be aware of the long-term effects of those. Consult with your doctor as applicable. Then as far as mitigation strategies that are effective for U.S. operators for these physiological factors, I think obviously developing standard operating procedures for whatever outfit you're working for and adhering to those goes a long way. You should have your own risk mitigation strategies as an organization, and then if there's established checklists, which there should be for your aircraft, adhere to those with good discipline. And if you have the fortunate ability to operate in a crew type environment, then practicing good CRM. If you're not feeling 100% that day, even if you're legal to fly, obviously volunteer up what sort of medication you've taken to your crew member and just help them be aware of any sort of areas where they need to be hyper vigilant that day, where your judgment might be lacking, or just the physiological effects you're experiencing that you may need some backup monitoring a particular parameter of the aircraft, etc. Other mitigation factors, even for single pilot ops, are good sleep hygiene. Proper diet and exercise go a long way. So sleep hygiene is setting up your sleep environment to induce sleep. That's making it as dark as possible, sleeping at night if possible, and being awake during daylight hours, as well as limiting your exposure to electronic devices or blue light right before trying to go to sleep. That'll help you fall into a state of sleep faster and not disrupt that kind of brain activity. And then proper diet and exercise goes a long way to changing your wakefulness as well as alertness. Having the proper nutrition can definitely affect your mood and your cognitive abilities throughout the day. So keep that in mind. And exercise, the same thing, affects how alert and how much energy you're feeling, or the effects of fatigue by properly exercising regularly. So that's a little bit about the physiological factors and mitigation strategies for both manned aircraft as well as unmanned aircraft systems, and just be aware of the medications you're taking. Look forward to hearing from you. Feel free to comment, like the article below, and let me know if you have a particular topic you want discussed. I'll talk to you later.